in your house, in your house, in your in your house. In your house, in your house, in your house.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We as them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Bumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smooth. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con-Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work. When it comes to this professional wrestling business, and guys, it is Tuesday, and I know normally you see some different faces on a Tuesday. Normally, you're seeing the voice, Josh Joseph. Normally, you're seeing the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway. But we are a team here at In Your House, and we are also people who have real lives. And, the snowstorm going down around here in our part of the country here in Indiana. And, voice, parent, just like myself, having to take care of business. So what we do as a team is we try to tag each other in. He couldn't do the show today, so I jumped in and I said I would come in. Been off the last couple days and been taking care of business around the house, and I got a chance to check out Monday Night Raw. So I figured I'd come in here and give some of my thoughts. Keep it tight here, but give a solo shot here. I don't do many of these, but it's always good to test myself and get back in that realm of being able to do those solo episodes. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And if you guys are around and checking me out, make sure that you give us a follow, a subscription, wherever you're checking us out at. If you're on Facebook, follow us at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. If you are on YouTube, subscribe to us there, leave a comment, and rate our videos. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, where a lot of our listeners do, make sure that you leave a 5-star rating and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Do the same thing on Spotify. It really helps us to stay charted. So, all right, let's talk a little Monday Night Raw, because it went down and they were in Toronto. And this was pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw. I think that Monday Night Raw has been doing really good lately, having a good run of episodes with really great wrestling, honestly. And sometimes we forget that Monday Night Raw can actually give you some good wrestling. We got a chance last week to see CM Punk defend the World Heavyweight Championship in Belfast, Ireland against Finn Balor, and that was a good match. And we're seeing CM Punk here be that fighting champion, be that guy that's putting the title on the line. We're seeing more title defenses. We're seeing him step up more and have people in his vicinity and he have good opponents, great opponents like he has in Finn Balor, and then of course at the Netflix premiere he had Braun Breaker. And now we're gonna see where he goes from here because he had a match on this Monday Night Raw against AJ Styles, who I mean we're all anticipating. Could this have been AJ Styles' final Monday Night Raw? But that's yet to be seen. We'll find out on Saturday when he goes against Gunther in his career on the line match against a man, of course, known who's been putting careers on the shelf. That being Gunther, talking about Goldberg, talking about John Cena. When I think about all this stuff, Finn Balor, focus on him lately, as we saw at the end of this episode, and I'll talk more about that. And then AJ Styles being a focal point, and then CM Punk being the champion. And then kind of division. They're not really in the main event situation right now. They're more in a scuffle with Adam Pearce, and that ended up with them being all in the Royal Rumble division. But let's try to break this down a little bit because when I think about AJ Styles, and we start there, he starts out the show to a big ovation there in Toronto. And I've been seeing some things on the internet, and it's really got me to thinking, how will Gunther actually beat him on Saturday? And the reason I say that, and you can listen to our Sunday episode, our Sunday House Party, great crossover episode with the guys over there on Dirt Sheet Radio, Matthew Malik Wilson, DJ Danny Ocean, and Johnny Dirt Sheets himself, John Escudero. And we talked about it. We talked about could this possibly have been the farewell tour that John Cena kind of had, but we've seen it with AJ Styles, but it hasn't been said out loud. He's been having some great matches and some great feuds. Been kind of doing what he wanted to do with Dominic Mysterio. Had a great, letter to love letter to professional wrestling with John Cena. That was a fun one. Just had this great title match against CM Punk, and they cooked really well. And the dude he's just still so good, even at his age, which I believe is 49. But we're seeing a shift kind of in the programming. Like we're seeing, the focus be on different stars, as to where it seemed like a month or so ago, the main focus kind of like, okay, we're putting it on Braun Breaker. CM Punk is still that guy. Jey Uso, we're still making him a main guy. We're the vision is out there in the forefront of the main event. And now it seems like things are shifting on Monday Night Raw, not in a bad way, but in a way that it makes you think. Players on Monday Night Raw are now, and stick with me here, CM Punk, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor. Finn Balor's character has never been more compelling than it is right now. It hasn't been. Now, there was times where myself and Voice, we talked about, oh, you got to watch Finn Balor. Something's about to happen because things were popping for everybody else in the Judgment Day, but he's been kind of taking a back seat. So now he's become a main focus, but with AJ Styles, could Saturday be the last match? Could this be the final match of AJ Styles, and we didn't even realize that we were already seeing him have all the matches he wanted to have? But I don't know, because I do think there's a reality where he could win the World Heavyweight Championship one more time this year. I think there's a scenario where he can win the Intercontinental Championship one more time this year. There's still so much meat left on the bone with him being able to go to TNA and maybe be a TNA X Division champion, maybe be a TNA World champion, or maybe neither one of those things. Just have a match in TNA, and that's that, because of the legacy that he has. This has me so intrigued. Yes, more intrigued than both the Royal Rumble matches. And here's the reason why. Because if Gunther beats AJ Styles on Saturday, all that stuff I just talked about, the IC title reign, the world title reign, the run in TNA, the matches of, new opponents, opponents that he's met in the past that he's going to meet again, all that's gone. All that is taken away by Gunther. I mean, it really makes you think. All of that, all of those possibilities getting taken away in one match by Gunther. And we saw Gunther, whatever it takes to win. He will be sneaky. And what if it's that? What if Gunther actually cheats to win and retires AJ in that way? Hey, man, they are doing something with Gunther here. Of course, he could wrestle his ass off, but they're trying to make this dude as hated as possible, as arrogant as possible, as unfuckwittable as possible. That's what they're building with him right now. So I got my man Fightins1 in the chat. What's up, Fightins? He says AJ and Cena retiring. I want to see where they're at in 2 years when the itch starts to really come into play. Hey, that's one thing, bro. Sometimes wrestlers, they say they're done, but they're not done. They're not done. I believe John Cena though. I believe John Cena. I think Cena's done. I think he's moving on to the next chapter of his career. AJ though, I don't know, because besides, he'd be a great agent, producer of matches and stuff backstage for sure. But like, what's AJ gonna do now? Is he good? I mean, I know he's a huge video game enthusiast. I don't know if he's still like in that lane now, but could we see AJ start to become a streamer or something? Could he start streaming video games, doing stuff like that? Could we see AJ maybe move into like more broadcasting roles? I wouldn't hate that. I mean, he'd be great to add as like color or something like that if he want, of course. But that's my thing is this. If it happened Saturday, it feels so soon because like we don't know what's next. Like I feel like with Cena, we knew what was next. He's gonna go on. He's gonna continue to do the TV thing. He's gonna continue to do the movie thing. We know what he's moving towards. We know why he had to close this chapter, and we know why. We know why AJ is closing this chapter. He said he doesn't want to do it past 50. But my big thing is what's next for AJ? Is he just gonna ride off into the sunset? You know what would be great if it was like a an in ring, like not like him like talking wrestling, his podcast, and talking about like technical wrestling and like almost like audio seminar, just him breaking it down like the X's and O's, like there's like LeBron and JJ Redick. They did their podcast before JJ Redick became the coach of the Lakers. And it was a real X's and O's type podcast, like breaking down basketball. Like, and I think people got into that. Could you imagine a podcast where AJ Styles, one of the best overall wrestlers of across many generations, is like breaking down like in-ring psychology and like talking about moves and how to sell moves and things like that and what works and what doesn't work and when you should do it. You're not going to people will listen to that. I know a lot of people in the industry would listen to that. And if they wouldn't, what are you doing? Like that's free game if you were to do something like that. So that's just a thought. I don't know. I got into a whole thing there talking to myself about what's next for AJ Styles, and we got to talk about now, and that's that match this Saturday at the Royal Rumble. But listen, let's move on because there were still other parts of Monday Night Raw that were pretty decent. They're moving things along here with the ladies of Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez, and they're more looking like a trio more than you got Dominic Mysterio who's on the show. You've got JD McDonough who's on the show. Finn's kind of just doing his own thing, but doing good work right now as he's moving more into the main event spotlight. But now it looks like with him kind of drifting away from Judgment Day for the moment, at least, The Judgment Day is the ladies right now. It's Raquel who's in the mix for a world heavyweight championship opportunity against Stephanie Vaquer. It's Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez who are in that in that women's tag team title conversation against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. And Stephanie, Rhea, and Io defeated the Judgment Day. It was a great match, but I do think that we're getting closer and closer to seeing a see a title heavy Judgment Day in the women's division, and I got to tell you, it's a good look. They look great together as a trio. I would stick with that. Everybody was thinking that Liv was going to come back and maybe have some animosity towards Raquel for for really befriending a Roxanne, and then everybody thought that Roxanne was going to be Dominic Mysterio's new side piece, and that was going to be. But they went in a different direction with that. They didn't go in a romantic direction, so it made sense for when Liv Morgan came back. She didn't have no smoke with neither one of them women. She came and was like, "Hey, I'm here to just make Judgment Day strong again." And that's what's happening right now. She's decided to take the back seat to Raquel because Raquel is doing great work right now. She just got some new theme music. They're calling her Big Sexy. They're trying to give her those late '90s Kevin Nash vibes with her because that's who she's been mirroring with her big woman style, moving fast but moving big like a big woman. It's working for her. And look what it's got her. Look what it's got her. She's next in line for a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity against Stephanie Vaquer next Monday on Raw. And I got to tell you, I got to be honest with you, I think she's going to win. I think she's going to win. I think that I'm going to go out on a limb here and I think she's going to win this thing. I really do. I truly do. I think after next week, this time next week, Voice and Kevin are going to be talking about new women's champion Raquel Rodriguez. I do. Because I just think it's time right now. I think it's a good time to get the title off of Stephanie Vaquer. I just like nothing against Stephanie, but I just don't think there's a disconnect for me. For me, you guys might love her, you might think she's awesome, and that's great. But for Stephanie Vaquer, there is a disconnect to me, and I feel like right now that the shift is needed with Raquel Rodriguez being the women's champion. She's the dominant, force in her stable, and she still has her stable mates to keep her, guarded, keeping that title. You can have Raquel Rodriguez hold that title for a while, honestly. At least up until WrestleMania. At least till WrestleMania until you get somebody, heated up to be able to take it off of her. So in my mind, Raquel Rodriguez going into WrestleMania as champion, and maybe she has some dominant title defenses. Maybe she has some fuck finishes where the Judgment Day helps her win. And you ride that all the way into the Royal Rumble until you build somebody up. Maybe it's Stephanie. Maybe you rebuild Stephanie and make her even hotter than what she already is. But you can do it as long as you're building. It could be somebody and it'll make sense. Or it could be a multi-woman match and you could get the title off her without even having to pin her. And then she still says, hey, I can still stay claim to the championship. So that's my opinion on it. That's what I think. I think that, honestly, Raquel going into Mania as champion is a great scenario to be in. A great scenario to be in. So that's just my thoughts on it. I enjoy her work right now. I think she's doing some fantastic work for sure. But listen, I'm going to talk about one more thing before I take a break, pay a few bills here. And that is Adam Pearce apologizing to Braun Breaker in the Vision. I got to tell you, it's crazy because is Adam Pearce getting fired, or are they finding a way to write him off of TV? That's the energy that I'm getting right now, is that he's about to get written off TV. And after that, I'm thinking, if he gets written off TV, who's the next GM? Who's going to be the next general manager of Raw? And I know we've talked about this on the show before, and I think it was Voice's thoughts. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, and hopefully if my fellas are in the chat or listen to it later, they'll let me know. But the idea of Chris Jericho as the general manager of Raw hits. I like it. I like the idea of Chris Jericho as a general manager. He's charismatic enough. He doesn't need to be wrestling in the ring, and it's something fresh. So hey, that's just my thoughts. Maybe they're getting Adam Pearce off of TV. Maybe he's gonna maybe do more producer stuff. Adam Pearce is good, man. Like everybody just thinks about him as just some general manager on Monday Night Raw's television show, but the dude's a great wrestler. He worked predominantly in NWA. He'd be a great producer, great, trainer, whatever. He's still got a lot to give, so I mean, he doesn't have to stay on screen if he doesn't want to. And maybe Chris Jericho, this is a good move for him. Maybe this is a good move for Monday Night Raw as a whole. Chris Jericho's still a draw. I think he's still a draw. I just don't think he needs to be wrestling. Maybe one more match, maybe. I don't know. But I think we were all in agreement. We've had many different guests on the show. And when Chris Jericho's name comes out, they say the same thing. They still got something to offer, but it's not in ring. It's not wrestling. And like my mind would be blown if he came back and blew us all away and had a banger match with Punk or well, he can't have a banger match with Punk. Those two, no, absolutely not. Uh, Gunther or somebody like that. Maybe Gunther retires Chris Jericho. I don't know. We're just talking at this point. But I just feel like with Adam Pearce, something is coming. He's already crashed out. He's crashing out more. He put every member of division in the Royal Rumble. They've already tried to, Logan Paul has already tried to come together and say, hey, let's just all do what's best and, try to get everybody eliminated and have Braun win. Breaker, that is. But, man, you got to think, though, man. I'm thinking, man, because the way my mind is going, and we'll save it for the end of the show. We'll save it for the end of the show. I will be sure to give you my Royal Rumble winner. Maybe my women's Royal Rumble winner. Let me ponder on that a little bit more because, man, God, I don't know what we could do. But most definitely, I can give you my men's Royal Rumble winner at the end of the show. But yeah, Adam Pearce, this whole thing, I don't know. They got Penta, Rey Mysterio, and Dragon Lee as the team lucha going up against the Vision. That's kind of what they're doing in place of whatever right now to keep the Vision's kind of right in the mid card right now, to be honest with you. And it's not. They're kind of right in the mid card, and it's needed. You need to have stories like this to keep Braun Breaker away from the title because they're going to put that title on him. It is inevitable. He might win the Royal Rumble. He might win the Royal Rumble. Is that my pick? Find out. End of the show. But we just saw utter destruction from the Vision and nothing done by Pearce. Who's Pearce talking to on the phone? Who's on the other line? Is it Triple H? Who is it? Because it feels like Pearce is on the hot seat. He can't keep control of what's going on. So I do not know. But it's going to be interesting to see, though, because I think there's a reality where we could see Adam Pearce off the show. I'm going to jump into the comments here. And then we're going to take a break because a lot of great comments. I really appreciate you guys coming and chatting me up on this Tuesday where I'm sitting over here doing this thing and riding solo. But, I guess I'm not riding solo because I got you guys out here with me. So it's great. At least I know I'm not talking to myself. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. So let's hop in this chat here. Fightins1 was saying they always tease division between members of the Judgment Day, but never have it come to matches. That is very true. We've seen it teased many times, but they always seem to pull back together. The Judgment Day is we got to a point where the Judgment Day is going to be lasting longer than the Bloodline? Think about it. And get back to me. Is the Judgment Day stable going to be longer than the OG Bloodline? Hey, what do you think? I think that time might be coming. We got the Ring King Wrestling podcast saying Stephanie is a great wrestler, but she's not entertaining enough to be a world champion right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, it's the truth. And also, Ring King says Raquel's been deserving to be a world champion since 2022. I think that there was still some cooking that needed to be done on Raquel, and I think that we found it. We found exactly. Sometimes we think things should happen earlier than what they should happen. When really, when they do happen, it's the perfect time, bro. It's the perfect time. So maybe this was the right time. I got my man Michael up in here, Michael DeVore Jr. He's saying, are you psyched for WWE 2K26? Bro, I'm still playing WWE 2K25 and enjoying it. I enjoy playing it by myself. Well, my faction with, or not really my faction, but my GM with my son. We play that. So yeah, I'm excited for WWE 2K26. I usually get the special edition. It's usually a yearly gift to myself to get just the biggest edition, so that way I can get all the content, everything that comes out through the year. Because I'm still playing with guys like Penta, that came in the game a little bit later, and Aleister Black, and yeah, I love it. So yeah, most definitely excited for it. Looks like March. It could be coming out March 13th. It might be. We got the Ring King Wrestling podcast saying I would book a triple threat between Raquel, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne at storylines. At WrestleMania for the world title. That would be a good storyline. Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, if they can get there for sure, but I would like to see how. I'd like to see how they get to that point if we actually see the point where Raquel gets the title. Like I said, I think she will. I think it's the right thing to do, honestly. That's what OG. I don't know who was on the phone. That's what I'm thinking. And yes, I did see that Ray got hurt. Do we know like how bad it is? That's my thing. Like I know it's kind of too early to tell. But where we at with him? Because, my God, Rey Mysterio, him getting hurt is so crazy. I mean, I know it's not the first time that he's been hurt, but the dude's still wrestling at such a, like, high level, even at his age. Like, we talk about how great AJ Styles is in ring at his age, which is true, but we don't talk much about how great Rey Mysterio still is in the ring. Rey Mysterio, an amazing athlete. I think he's well into his 50s. I think he is, but 51, 51, and still doing the style that he's doing, so that's incredible. But yeah, I did see that he got hurt, so hopefully all's well with that. And yeah, Raquel did have some health issues, and she's absolutely killing it now. So all right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into this break to pay a few bills, because there's still a lot of things that I want to talk about. About the Vision. Austin Theory had a match where he defeated Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio got hurt, and that's exactly what OG Tony was talking about. Man, I can't believe it. I thought for sure that in that fatal four-way tag team match, it was going to be the New Day. It wasn't. Who was it and who cooked? We're going to figure out on the other side of this break. And then CM Punk versus AJ Styles. It all went down. Great match blown up by Finn Balor. Let's talk about it on the other side of this break.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You want to be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where I YH live. Brainbuster Tees is where I YH live.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood.
Emerge faithful for coming out to Emerge 91 Blood and Bone. Since 2019, I have been the executive producer of the In Your House podcast. Since 2021, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of Emerge Wrestling in Columbus, Indiana. The honor and the privilege to tell all of you, right here in the middle of this ring, that Emerge Wrestling, in collaboration with the In Your House Network, will be at the Squared Circle Expo this March in Indianapolis. Emerge Wrestling in your house. We'll see you in March.
Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood, in your house. Hey guys, it's the executive producer of the In Your House podcast, Alakon the Con Man House, here to tell you on this commercial break to like and subscribe to In Your House on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe on Twitch at Team IYH. And remember to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And leave a review and 5-star rating. We thank you for your continued support. It all helps for us to stay charted and continue to give you that work.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House, and I'm riding solo, but but I'm not, because I got a great chat out here. We're talking some Monday Night Raw as we're jumping in for the voice Josh Joseph, jumping in for Kevin Calloway, and hitting y'all with that work, with that solo shot, and that's exactly what we're doing. And I'm happy to give y'all that work as we're riding into WrestleMania season. The Royal Rumble is coming up, and it's all about the work, and that's exactly what we do. So, I'm just trying to do my thing. We getting out there, we shoveling the snow, we getting all that done. It's all part of the work. We getting stuff done around the house. We watching wrestling. We getting ready for big events, and we coming on here and we having great episodes. And that's partly because, listen, I stay on my grind, and I got to keep moving with that energy from Goalie Nutrition, and that's Goalie Gummies, man. We got that apple cider vinegar gummies for some energy. We got the ashwagandha gummies to be able to restore and relax and do our thing. And then you got the Matcha Mind gummies to keep that focus when you need to stay locked in and you can get on your wellness journey. All you gotta do is go to goalie.com and you can enter promo code IYH at checkout, and guess what? You get a 10% discount on behalf of In Your House, and let them know that we sent you. And check out everything we're doing on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on Twitch, on X, and then on demand in the audio version on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So we're continuing our talk of Monday Night Raw, and I'm telling you, I watched this fatal 4-way tag team match for the number one contender spot to go up against the Usos. And we had Jey Uso there. And I just real quick, they said Jimmy Uso was not there because of personal issues. Hope all is well. Hope things are well with that. Can't even call what it might be. And it's not my place to call it, but just sending well wishes, whatever it may be. But he was not there, and we had this match, And I got to tell you, earlier in the day when I saw this match was on the card, I was like, oh, it might be a fun match to watch, considering you got the Los Americanos and they're if you know who they actually are, they're great in ring, and then American Made's back, gone, and then suddenly back, but great wrestlers. The New Day, who've been kind of just like hanging out, and then Alpha Academy, who's always really just been there and known as just a lower card, and nothing you expect nothing from them except for maybe some jobbing here and there, maybe some lightweight stories or anything. And I thought for sure it was New Day. We're getting right to New Day and Usos. We're not gonna play around. We're gonna jump right into it. I was surprised because not only did the Alpha Academy win, Tozawa absolutely cooked. Like, he reminded us, bro, who he actually is for a hot little minute there. And I think he's been doing his thing. He's been playing his role, not complaining, just having fun in there in the company. Tozawa is a great act for sure. But man, we forgot that the man can go for sure. Like, I know I forgot. Like, and I gotta say, my apologies to you, Akira Tozawa. I forgot about your game. And he was out there just doing his thing. And then the big senton that won the match there, that was amazing. And, I'm just like, dude, this dude, I forget this dude is a former WWE Cruiserweight champion. He was once a WWE Cruiserweight champion and, doing a lot of work in Dragon Gate as well and doing work there. And, man, you just forget when somebody is like so low on the card, and then they jump up and then just have a surprise match like we saw from Tozawa, and it's like, whoa, I forgot, bro. But not only did he cook in the match, they won the match, and you have Alpha Academy, who's now going to be going up against the Usos for the tag team championships. This is good for the division. I mean, no matter what you think about the Alpha Academy, as detached as it is from really mainstream storylines, and they're just kind of off doing their own thing, whatever, they've stuck true to being a tag team and have been together for a long time. So I don't hate this at all. And if we're going to see this version of Tozawa that's going to be putting in this level of work, this level of, hey, let me remind you guys I'm a workhorse, let's do it. Let's do it. I want to see it. I want to see him actually give the Usos trouble, be the one in the group that's the spark, the firecracker that can actually be this close, get that close to getting the Alpha Academy the WWE Tag Team Champions, the WWE Tag Team Championships. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to make me believe, and I felt like in that match with Tozawa, they made me believe. They made me believe that Tozawa could turn it up to another level, and when it matters most, he turns it up to that other level and he gets the job done. Could he get the job done against the Usos, one of the greatest tag teams of all time? What would we think about Tozawa if he not only takes them to their limit, but beats them? No disrespect to Otis. Otis is going to play his part, for sure. But Otis has had a lot of shine, a lot of moments. Akira Tozawa had his. It was great to see. We saw a different level. And I don't know, man. I love it. I love the move. It was surprising. It shocked me. I did not hate it at all. Let's check out the chat real quick. I got my man Dustin Davidson. He says, look at that sexy man there we haven't seen at House of Heat in such a long time, man. I appreciate you jumping in, man. I gotta get back to a House of Heat show. You guys do great things there, and yeah, keep me in the loop, bro. Just let me know what's going on. I'm usually on the move, doing my thing, but yeah, I mean, I'd love to get back to another House of Heat show. You guys do a great job. Check out everything they're doing there in Lafayette. That's the House of Heat. Yeah, we get details on their show. We'll talk more about it. But yes, OG, it was a fun match. It was a fun match, most definitely. I had a blast watching it and checking it out. And I didn't expect it to happen how it happened and be as good as it was. So I was pleasantly surprised. Once again, it was a good night of wrestling for Monday Night Raw, which was capped off with CM Punk versus AJ Styles for the World Championship. I'm loving seeing these World Championships world championship defenses on television. It makes it feel important, makes it feel a little bit more prestigious, and it's not just handing out shots to anybody. It's people who are like, hey, you've been around long doing your thing. You have been here working. Here's a title shot. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Hopefully everything is good with Rey Mysterio. Hope there's no serious injuries. But listen, in my mind, I would love to see, call me crazy, and I know that this is almost so contradictory of what I've been saying with the whole youth movement, and we got to get this youth movement out here. We need world champions under 30. I know, and I still feel that way. But right now, these guys that are in their late 40s and early 50s and are still cooking the way they're cooking, that they're out of the door here soon. So like, we got to get to that youth movement. It's got to happen. But I want to see CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship. I do. I do. Because Rey still got it, bro. He still got it. And he don't got to win the title. He don't got to win the title. He could have a really good match with CM Punk, and it would be another notch in CM Punk's belt, that he had a great opponent, and a long list of opponents that he's starting to compile. Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, even though that match got blown up. We're probably going to see him and Finn Balor again. But add Rey Mysterio to that list. That's a good idea. If he beats Rey Mysterio and Rey Mysterio just has a great match, why not? And we got my man Dustin in the chat here. He says, the season premiere of House of Heat, it's March 14th, and they just announced for April Dame of Thrones, this year's tournament to crown the Queen of Indiana. Oh, we do love women's wrestling here at In Your House, so check out everything that they are doing. The House of Heat, once again, Lafayette, Indiana, and March 14th is their season premiere. Seems like that's going to be a great. You know what I like about the House of Heat is I like that it's like an early Saturday show. Like, it's almost like something to do, especially in like when it gets nicer outside. People are looking something to do in like the early afternoons. And sometimes those Saturdays can get kind of boring, you know. And and maybe you want to catch two shows in a day. The fact that they do it early afternoon, I vibe with that for sure. And then you get to see, some great talent from the local area, and then they'll mix in some legends of the industry as well. So definitely check out what House of Heat is doing over there in Lafayette. But for me, man, this Monday Night Raw is just so telling. It's really a mix of the older veteran talent who are kind of carrying the torch right now. I'm gonna give them till Mania, bro. Because I get it, you got to have the big names, the big stars, and whatnot going into Mania. But after that, it's got to be new star focused. New World Heavyweight Champions under 30. I want to see somebody else, not Cody Rhodes. After Drew McIntyre, that is. I want to see somebody else that's not Cody Rhodes be the WWE Undisputed Champion. Because that title has just been, for the last few years, it's been Roman, it's been Cody, a little hint of John Cena, and nobody else. That title needs fresh blood, in my opinion. Now, I know that sometimes the title makes the man. I think right now for that title, the man needs to make the title. And I think we'll see it with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is gonna put everybody on notice, and then whoever beats him is gonna be bigger past that. And God, don't let it be Cody Rhodes. Don't you dare. Don't you dare do that. Do something else with Cody. There's a bunch of other things you could do with Cody besides putting that daggone title with him. I love Cody. I think that he's great. Except for the fact that he be hating, bro. Like, why you ain't have to throw Jacob's past in his face like that, bro. Like, you ain't have to sit there, oh well, that's why you went to jail. Like, bro, if you hating, just say that. Like, bro, he's over here trying to make a better life for himself. And you over here like throwing bro's past in his face. Like, Cody, you tripping, bro. You tripping, Raheem. You tripping. Like, what's happening? Like, sitting over here doing that. But nah, for real, I love Cody. I love Cody. I just think it's time he needs to do something else. Tell different stories, because Cody is a tremendous storyteller. You don't got to log jam him with the title. You do not have to do that at all. So man, I thought that this was a really solid episode of Monday Night Raw. Not a lot of build going into this Royal Rumble, man. They got to make this Royal Rumble something crazy. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do, especially with them being over there in Saudi Arabia. I'm gonna get off from work, come home, and get comfortable. I got a long week. It's my birthday weekend, y'all. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But man, I'm excited for Royal Rumble because I love the Rumble, guys. I love it. It's the Royal Rumble, baby. But like the build has just been so not there, bro. Not there. It's been weak. Like I said, the most important thing going into this Rumble is the situation with AJ. It's not who is going to put 29 other men and women over the top, be the sole survivor of this Royal Rumble match, and go on to compete for a championship at WrestleMania. You guarantee your spot. You're locked in to a Vegas trip. You can book your trip to Vegas. You ain't guaranteed a main event. I don't know why we're still saying that, because that's not the case with the Royal Rumble. It's not a guaranteed main event. It's a guaranteed title shot. But you're guaranteed to book your flight to Vegas, that's for sure, if you win this thing, and that's what you're getting. That's what you're getting, bro. You are getting lackluster Rumble build, hopefully building for something big and maybe some big winners and maybe the next big storyline that we are jumping into. So, like I said, and I try to be a man of my word, I got to give you guys my Royal Rumble winners. My Royal Rumble winners. And we're going to do stationary identification one final time. And then when we come back, we're going to go through the comments. And I'm going to give you my winners for the 2026 Royal Rumble matches.
Hey guys, it's the executive producer of the In Your House podcast, Alakon the Con Man House, here to tell you on this commercial break to like and subscribe to In Your House on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe on Twitch at Team IYH. And remember to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And leave a review and 5-star rating. We thank you for your continued support. It all helps for us to stay charted and continue to give you that work.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging with me here on this episode of In Your House. I'm going to jump in these chats right here and check out what y'all talking about, because I appreciate the motion y'all coming with. Dustin Davidson says, of the 4 teams, I feel Alpha Academy were number 3 on the list. I can't see them beating the GOAT tag team and the Usos, a former world champion, and Jay honestly shouldn't be going under to what can only be described as a lower mid-card team. I agree with that, man. I hear exactly what you're saying, but I think we want to create the situation that maybe they can win it. I don't really think they're going to win it. I think they're staggering off this New Day Usos feud because maybe they want to do it at WrestleMania. Maybe they want to run them back at WrestleMania. Confirmed good feud. You already know what you're getting. You already know what's up. So, let's see what we got here. We've got, Dustin, come on, man. He says, Omos for undisputed champion. Fight me. Listen, bro, I don't know. Omos been out there. He's been on some excursions, going to different places, Mexico, going to Japan. I don't know why they're waiting so long with him, but like they got something with him. Oh, my DJ's in the building. Hey, it's DJ Danny Ocean. He's checking in saying, what's up, bro? I appreciate you coming in. And we got OG Tony saying he's excited for the Rumble. He thinks it's going to be a great show. I think it will, too. I think the build's been light, but I still think the show is going to be good for sure. We got OG. He's saying Breaker in Bel Air. Okay, all right. Now, we're going to do it now. We're going to jump right into it. So I'm going to start with who I think is going to win the women's Royal Rumble match. And it's somebody who, honestly, hasn't been a thought lately. I mean, OG just said it, I'll let you know right now, but hasn't been a thought lately because she's been off on injury. I think she could come back from injury. I think we could see lightweight, like a John Cena type moment. I know John Cena came back super early, but they're keeping her off TV for a reason, and it's got to be the perfect time. And I think Bianca Belair is somebody who's a confirmed main eventer. You know exactly what you're gonna get with her. She can compete with anybody, and it's gonna be a big money match. Bianca Belair is who I got returning and winning the Royal Rumble match and cash it to a title match at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, baby. So yeah, that's who I've got. Now, as for the men, a lot of different scenarios that you can go with this. OG Tony, he says it's going to be Braun Breaker. He says it's going to be Braun Breaker. There's a lot of people here that are saying, Roman Reigns could win it. Roman Reigns could win it. That's for certain. There's people saying Sami Zayn can win it. This is his time to have his moment. That's true too. That's not a lie. But what if? Because when I think about Monday Night Raw, whose ideal was it to come together and say, hey, we should all just come together and make sure that Braun Breaker wins the Rumble? He wins the Rumble. I like this one. I like Obafemi. I know there's some people who said Obafemi, and I like that pick. I don't hate it at all. But I'm going super left field here. Because what if the man I'm about to say is playing the long game? He entered the group, and it was on circumstance because he was like, hey, listen, I'm trying to be on the right side of the situation. And we've seen what he can do. We've seen his in-ring ability, and we've seen how he can draw. And I think there could be a real opportunity that the last two in the Royal Rumble, or maybe last three in the Royal Rumble, can come down to Braun Breaker, somebody else, a babyface, that somebody else is a babyface, and Logan Paul. And maybe Logan Paul helps Braun Breaker eliminate the babyface. And they're celebrating together. Braun Breaker's feeling like he's about to win. Because whose idea was it to make sure that he won? It was Logan Paul. What if Logan Paul takes this opportunity to eliminate Braun Breaker? And he turns on Breaker and cashes his opportunity to go to WrestleMania. Logan Paul, Royal Rumble winner. One of the most hated men, not just in wrestling, but in general. Imagine the headlines, Logan Paul wins the Royal Rumble. I'm just saying. If it happens, you heard it here first. Logan Paul, 2026 Royal Rumble winner. So there it is. Those are my picks. That's what I'm going with. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm just come here to have fun, baby. I come here to have fun. That's exactly what we're doing. I got Bianca Belair. I got Logan Paul. My Royal Rumble picks. And listen, we're going to talk all things Royal Rumble on Sunday when we have my birthday bash Rumble recap. It's going to be a great, great show. Hey, if you guys want to get featured on that show and give your opinions or thoughts on wrestling, get a video played on In Your House. Make it 30 seconds. Show me some birthday love, all right? I'm not asking for much. I just want, tell me happy birthday. Make me feel good about myself for one day, all right? And then submit a question or a thought or whatever, and we'll talk about it on the show. It's going to be a great episode. I'm excited for that as we talk all things Royal Rumble on my birthday. And, man, I'm excited to kick it with my boys and you guys out there in the household for my birthday. It's going to be a great time. Super excited, man. Royal Rumble, my favorite pay-per-view. And it always falls on my birthday weekend, so it just makes it that much more special. And I want to share it with you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so, so much for coming and talking some wrestling with me. That's all we're doing, having some fun talking some wrestling. And, yeah, OG, that was most definitely get a lot of heat. So, yeah, I'm going with Logan Paul, bro. But, listen, I appreciate you guys sliding through. I have my guys real life happen, and you got to hop in, you got to help out the homies. That's exactly what we're here to do, because real life is always going to come first, family is always going to come first, wrestling will always be there, and we could always put in that work. And that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So for the whole team here at In Your House, I'm Alakan the Con Man House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Bumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.